Hello, guys. Welcome back. Shua Allegra here, founder of Grace Nope Consulting. I'm an author, speaker, life coach, counselor, consultant. So, want more writing questions? Today, I'm answering a question about how to promote your book after it's written. And I looked at a question, and I love this person dearly. Like I love all of my clients, all everyone, my entire audience. But I couldn't help but kind of cringe a little. I'm like, oh, you don't just promote your book after it's written. You start promoting your book before even it's written. Before, like my daughter would say, just period. You do that, and it's a matter of like understanding understanding the whole, I guess, marketing piece, and and even just the psychological process of people buying. Like there's a whole psychology behind the buying process. Like you have to kind of get that. So and so I know she meant well, but I want for all of us here, for all of you listening, watching, to kind of get this. You promote your book before you even write it. Before you even write it. So as I'm speaking today, actually, when I'm recording this video, yesterday, was it yesterday or the day before? I, yeah, the day or two ago, I actually posted on my Facebook that I was working on a collaboration called I Quit, and that I was looking for authors to write that. And if people wanted to be part of my collaboration and join our family of best-selling authors, they should click on the link and go find out all the details and sign up for it. That book is not out yet. But it's people already know that it's gonna, there's something coming that's called I Quit. So you might not realize that that is also promotion, because they're like, you're not going to buy my book. No, but you're telling people already that something is coming, and that you want them to be part of it in one way, shape, or form, right? So right now I'm not just recruiting the authors, but as I'm recruiting the authors, I'm also promoting the book already, creating that momentum, building that, building that, if you that voice, if you want, about this book. It's coming, it's coming, it's coming. It's got the excitement, still building up now, before it's even written. I didn't even read my chapter yet, and we're still recruiting people. I didn't even receive it. I think I received one story yet for that book, one chapter, yeah, submission for that book. But we're really talking about it. So promote before. And you promote before by, one, talking about it on social media, and also afterwards. So this, it applies before, during, and after. So I'll just call it how to promote your book, period. um, I have a teenager, can you tell? And she and I have some lovely she's in the background saying period. She and I have some lovely conversations about life in general. So her new word, not her new word, but her favorite word these days is just period. Like, when it's like, that's a fact. It's a hard core truth. Like, just like, that's it. Stop there, like, period. So anyway, so whether it's before, during, or after, here are ways that you can promote your book. One, utilize social media. You probably heard me say this before, but I'm gonna keep saying it again and again, until we keep doing it, using it more. So, social media is your friend, because people are buying things more online than buying in person. Especially right now, we're living in the world post COVID, or during COVID still, and with social distancing and mask wearing and all of that, people are buying more things online. Online, they're learning more about things on social media. So one is, on social media, start talking about your book. How excited you are about the book, who's part of the book, what you're going to cover in the book. If you even had a hurdle on the way, share about it. People are afraid to talk about their mistakes, like, oh, what people will think. People love, actually, your audience wants you to be authentic. They are craving to know more of you behind your books, behind your work. Because we can all put a facade on screens, right? And and I tell people, if you're not transparent, you can't really connect with anybody as well, with anyone. Right? You cannot connect well with your audience if you are not transparent. So if you hit a hurdle, it's okay to share that. You don't have to go into details and putting people down, or saying who did this, who did you wrong. That's not the point here. The point is to share with your audience that, hey, there's a hurdle with the project I've been talking about. Hey, we get ahead this hurdle, but we're gonna keep doing, we're gonna keep pushing. It actually builds that, that know, like, and trust, factor. It helps people starting to know you, starting to like you, and then starting to trust you, because they can see that you can be open with them, and they kind of went through that whole process with you about writing the book and all of that. See what I mean? Yeah. And then if you want people on like what to post, like I said, just the suggestion I gave right there, you can use any of those. What you're writing, who's part of it, who's helping you, when do you write, take pictures as you're writing. If you see anything online that relates to your theme, to your topic, to what you're writing about, use that, make a comment to tell people how it relates to your book or what angle you're going to take when you write your book about that same topic, that same subject, right? And then as you write, and another thing that we do with our books, we pull quotes from book, like snippets from the book, and create graphics with those, because there's so much stuff online, and you have to make sure that your things stand out, right? So graphics are a good way to do that. Um, so for us, little snippets from the book, people can see it. That's also good for Instagram, where it's all pictures and videos and stuff. So you're doing that. But also, in addition to social media, like I say, sharing snippets on graphics, or what you're writing, who you're writing with, who's part of it, some hurdles you felt this on the way. In addition to that, you can also be, if you have a blog post, be sharing on there about your process of writing the book. You can even share a, like, half of a chapter if you want, depending on how long your chapters are. But write it more like an article, as a blog post, but it's actually what's literally in the book. I actually know authors who are making boku money with the books, and one of them actually admitted that when he started, what he did, he actually had think the what his first book was completely and totally and fully on his website as a blog post. Yeah. So every time he wrote a chapter, he wrote something, he kept posting it, posting a section of the book as a blog post. And then at the end, he just had all these blog posts, if you want, that came and became that he assembled, put together, organized, and that became his book. And you might be thinking, well, when people just go read the blog post if they know that's the book? Well, who told you have to tell people that's the book? You're just sharing your writing, and you're creating momentum about it, right? And even as you're sharing the book and you create momentum, people are like, oh my goodness, I want to read more. And you're posting more about it on your blog, on the website, on your blog posts, on social media. People are coming back week after week to read about it. And then once the book is ready, they already heard so much about it. And they're like, oh my goodness, I can't wait to read it. I can't wait to see it. But also, as part of that strategy, as you're doing that, keep building your email list as well. If you have an email list already, or if you don't, build one. And that's a whole video in itself. But use your email list, connect to people on your email list, and share with them the same process, what you're writing. So that's another way you can promote your book. But through all of those things, whether it's your email list, whether it's social media, on your podcast, on your website, sorry. And then also, yes, if you have a podcast, talk about your book there. Even if you do have your own podcast, reach out to others who have and ask for interviews. Many of them do those for free. Ask for interviews where you can promote, talk about your book. All of those places are good places to promote your book. But as you're doing all of that, sort of what we do at Grace Note Consulting, as we're publishing books, that my own project or project for my clients, we put books on pre-order as we're still working on the book. Yep. You'd be like, your book is not ready yet. Are you sure it's gonna be done by that date? Some of us, if you're really still worrying about that, I think then maybe you should just do it, because it gives you a hard deadline that you have to get this book done, right? But also, as we do that, it's like, when we're sharing snippets, graphics here and there, putting something on your website or on your email list, on your blog, or if you're on the podcast, you can send people to go pre-order that book before it comes out. So not only, one, you're creating momentum, people are actually going and buying the book right before it even comes out. So you're making income before the book is even out. And you tell me if that's not going to motivate you to keep writing that book and actually to get it done on time, because now you really kind of created all this buzz about it. I'm like, oh, I have to deliver. So it's a win for your audience and win for you as well. So putting your book on pre-order, that's how even we reach a lot of categories. We reach all of those rankings that we do for my clients. I have many of them, but one recently whose book was put on pre-order, I think 8 to 10 weeks before the book came out. But literally within, like, what, 24 hours or 48 hours of the book putting on pre-order, she hit like 8 categories, number one and number two on Amazon. And that's not unheard of. Actually, all my clients can testify for that. Um, that's why we do. But all of those, now that she has the rankings already, number one new bestseller in whatever categories that you have, number one new release in whatever categories, now she can, you can share the buzz about that. Like, I'm excited. Thank you for supporting me. Look what we accomplished together. It creates more buzz. It creates more credibility for your book. And then people are going and clicking because now we have a link to click. Because if you start, you can go on podcasts, you can write blog posts, you can share on social media about your book, and you're creating that buzz as well. But it's not as effective if after someone reads a blog post or reads a post or sees a graphic, there's a link where they can buy right away in the moment where they have the excitement, right? And they're buying something that's not even done yet. And you can even do this not just for um, it's not just for books. You can do the same thing if you're creating courses, for example. And that could be a whole different video on like how to how to monetize your book beyond just selling the book. you know, that's a good video. I have to take a note of that. Did you take a note of that, Hope? My little assistant here, she's just sleeping on the job. Um, so anyway, so you want to promote the book before the book comes out. Put your book on pre-order. Usually we do the ebook pre-order for 99 cents, just so it's like very accessible, cheap, so that everybody can get it. And then do all the other things I said. Be, on social media, your email list, your podcast, your website, and then that don't just stop there. People outside of online space, people in real life. Like books, for example, I had people writing, a lot of people that I had the privilege to publish the book, writing books around like disability issues or mental health and things like that. And I'm like, connect with people who connect to that theme, to that topic. Your doctors, your support groups, right? Your therapist, your church. Who else do you know who knows you who can help with this? So, for example, when I recently published "We All Belong" literally 3 days ago, I reached out to our school district. We have a unity council that promotes inclusion and diversity. I reached out to them like, hey, I'm publishing this, and I have this book coming out. Just want to let you guys know it's 99 cents on ebook. Here's the link because it was already on pre-order. And guess what? They not only shared within the Unity Council itself at school, they actually put it on the resource list so that it's accessible to the entire school district. Still gives me chills. It took one email, two sentences, and I can't tell you how many people. I don't even know how many people actually bought that, but I knew that after I sent that, the numbers went up. I can tell you that much, right? The numbers went up. So don't neglect the people that you know in real life and the people that connect to that topic that you're talking about. And that's when also, as you're using social media, that's also how where ads comes in. If you're going, if you when as you're writing your book and promoting your book, don't be afraid to spend 10, 15, 20, $30 if you're able to, and do an ad on Facebook, even multiple ads. Like I like to do short $10 ones, but I'm very targeted. Like I'm specific in the audience that I'm trying to reach. I reach people who will connect with the message of that book. So for example, for the We All Belong, we actually did the book and the launch and all of that, and people liked it, and we got a lot of momentum on there. And then I actually did the ad afterwards. Why? Because it continued. Because when you do ads, it's a whole different video. And I'm not a Facebook ad expert, but the little bit of experience that I have as a business owner, I can tell you that when you do ads on a video or a graphic or a post that does not have um, enough traction, if you want, organic reach, as we call it costs you more for the ad than if you really have some organic reach, like people really looked at it, liked it, engaged with it, and then you boost that post. You get like it costs you less to reach more people because it's already a highly favorable, highly liked post. Does that make sense? So that's again part of strategy. So for example, a video that already reached like 438 people, I boost it now, and then within 24 hours, we're like 1,500 people that's seen it. Why? Because it was already high already, right? So it become you pay less per click, and that again is a whole different video. But my point is, reach as many people as you can outside of your boundaries. Sometimes people do, when they do Facebook ad, they just boost it, post it like, or just boost to people who like the page and their friends. That's good, but you're missing out a whole different, audience of people who like that topic you're talking about, but who are not connected to you yet. And this might be the way for them to connect to you. All right. I hope that helped, guys. Talk to you later.